I got that animal ambition. I got that animal ambition. I got that.
Hey y'all, Smoke here, what's good? So in this video, we're gonna be watching CM Punk makes WWE Raw return, MJF injured, AEW World Title status revealed, and then some by Cultaholic Wrestling News. Last night episode of Raw was it was cool, it was exciting. You see Randy Orton coming in, soaking in the emotional return. Did a promo with Rhea Ripley, talk about Daddy's home, so that's cool. It seemed like a lot of people in the stadium, myself included, and then some, just waiting for Randy to hit the RKO on Rhea Ripley. But likely that won't happen because of FCC regulations. Though I believe there's still a slight possibility of that happening. I hope it does, just for the excitement, you know what I'm saying? Rhea Ripley been running her mouth for too long. Being a male superstar for far too long, bro, during matches and stuff, talking about you can't touch me. That's not what she's saying, but that's basically what she's like doing with her actions, just like intentionally being in their way by stepping in front of them when when the guy is trying to approach Dominic Mysterio or whoever. The MJF injury. Let's probably talk about the injury from what was that? I think it was Full Gear. I don't remember what the pay-per-view name was. That he sustained that night. I didn't know if that injury was legit. So another thing I want to say is they were showing like little segments of social media reaction of CM Punk return last night on Raw. I was like, oh snap! And one of them featured the In the Clutch page, so that was cool. You see Dub and Kicking It Was Raw's reaction when he was like screaming and running around the chair, running back and forth. They showed like 3 seconds of it, but I think that was pretty cool. Cause again, I don't watch Raw live, I watch it after it's recorded. But what I do is, when something cool happens on Raw, I go in the Clutch page and check out their live stream to see their reaction at that particular moment. So when I seen that on Raw of their reactions, I went to go to the live stream and watch their reaction from that moment, and it was just, I don't know, it was surreal. Cause I can only imagine, bro, just being a fan, just doing it for so long, and then you see yourself on WWE TV, bro, even if it's for a split second, like that's lit, bro. No cap. Like I was so happy for those guys, bro. Kicking It Was Raw was just on for like 10 minutes. Like it was awesome. He was just on Twitter watching people post and all the other stuff. Cause it was like him, probably like 5 other creators that WWE featured on that. And then later today, I seen that he posted a video talking about how he got invited to the Busted Open podcast with Bully Ray and Mark Henry. I was like, oh snap, that's lit as hell, bro. I don't know if that page specifically has a YouTube silver plaque. I know Kicking It Was Raw has one in its individual channel, but one of those two, I won't be surprised if they get a gold plaque in the unforeseeable future. So yeah, let's go peep out this video.
CM Punk has made his WWE Raw return. A major title match has been announced for next week's Raw, and MJF is injured, and we have the world title status right now in this news video. Huge debut on last night's Raw. Forget about those headlines. This is the biggest news story of the year so far. Cultaholic invades Raw, kind of.
Kind of. We didn't have a tank, sadly. That would have been quite fun to have. But
we had a human tank with a Ferrari engine. And his name is Andrew Hodgkinson.
Andrew Dingo made his Raw debut. It was quite a
oh
moment.
Yeah, okay, they
it
were
was
in
quite
it too.
a moment.
Right,
Fraser
cool.
let me know of this
There was
morning.
a whole bunch of
I
them,
was like, let me guess what Andrew said. I reckon he let out a big no.
I'm more familiar
what
with
are you
in
doing
the
for
clutch.
the watching world? A big old no.
I see other guys' reaction out there too that I've seen on Twitter and stuff.
Congratulations,
so
right?
That's cool
CM
too.
Punk makes his Raw return last night. It was hyped up before the show. It happened right at the end of the show. It was the first time he was on TV with a live microphone, or the WWE TV, I should say, since 2014. What was he saying there? And he called you Andrew there, Fraser.
He came out to the ring, and for me, it felt like it.
Just a side note, Triple H and Nick Khan and whoever else, they're cooking up a store right now, bro. This is how you do it in 2023, bro.
Was a little bit of a, hey guys, I'm being very careful with my words. But he said,
Facts, bro. That's what that promo gave me, bro. It was just a typical WWE promo, bro. Talk about classic. He couldn't go in like how he did in AEW. And granted, he did it in WWE in the past, but he just got back, bro. Like, you want to be cautious, bro. And he didn't have that much time remaining, neither.
He came a little bit of a, hey guys, I'm being very careful with my words. But he said, he came out, it was kind of a little bit cheesy, a bit corny, a little bit. And he said, once upon a time, an American dream taught me that as long as you speak from the heart, you can't go wrong because it's the truth. And the truth is, I'm home.
And he also says, I've changed. 10 years is a long time. He was a bit nervous about saying I've changed, which is weird because 2 months ago he was still fighting folk. So we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Again, I wanted this
said
fault.
at the
Jack
weekend
Perry
where
want to
like,
be a
10
you
years
know
is a long
what,
time.
according
People
to
change. You know,
reports.
if you're the same person you were 10 years ago, something's gone wrong. We're it's 6 months down the line, and you know there's some things we've got to work out first.
Yeah, he also was going on to say that he's home. He wanted to reiterate the fans are home for him. He said AJ Lee sends her regards, which is a nice little moment there. Yeah. He says everybody in the back, it was all hugs and kisses. Then he goes back on his words and says, well, almost everybody, which of course is hinting at a certain Sethity Pooh Rollins, isn't it?
Indeed it is. And I think the bit where he was like, you know, that nobody can touch me in this ring, on the microphone, even at the commentary desk. I'm excited to see what they do with that thread. And I've seen a lot of people saying with this promo,
Another side note too, the start of the show, and he said it like multiple times too later in the show when they were promoting Punk for later tonight that he's gonna be there live. Michael Cole was talking about CM Punk is gonna be the WWE live with the microphone in his hand, referring to his pipe bomb style promos. Real talk, man. Wait, Michael Cole may be on one, bro. He's one of the best in the business. You can't hate him otherwise. Even during Vince McMahon era. Because truth be told, he wasn't even that bad. No lie. He would just he'll say things repetitively and it gets annoying. But that's it. I can't see any other reason why people dislike Michael Cole other than that heel run. And that heel run lasted for like 2 years. Period. Like, come on.
you know, that nobody can touch me in this ring, on the microphone, even at the commentary desk. I'm excited to see what they do with that thread, and I've seen a lot of people saying with this promo it felt a little bit like it was playing safe and that he was very hypocritical, but I think that's kind of what they're trying to get at, right? And
it's a weird one because we're trying to get cheers for CM, well, not even trying, we are getting cheers for CM Punk, but at the end of the day, after everything he said over the past 10 years, Seth Rollins is 100% right. I know it's a work, but I think it's a work based in a shoot. He's 100% right saying he's a hypocrite because he has said, like, he'll never go back there, they try to ruin his life, this, that, and the other over the past 10 years.
Why would I stay in a place that made me sick in the first place? Yeah. And his digs at MJF over a year ago where he's like going main event night 4 of a buy one get one free extravaganza.
Blood money.
Exactly. So, but the key thing at the end of that promo was when
I not keep pausing, but I mean, listen, man. That's how you make money, bro. He had the audience's attention.
he looked directly into the camera and was saying, "I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money," which completely contradicts the entire 5-minute promo that he just did.
That's punk rock. That's DIY.
I mean,
Time out. I don't agree. You could make money on something that you love to do. If he has trouble with people on the back, then so be it. He's in the ring doing what he loves to do, whether he's talking or wrestling in the ring, and he's making money in the process. Like Triple H said a while back, if you're not making enemies, you're not making money. Something on line like that. Like, come on, bro.
That's punk rock. That's DIY.
I mean, that's like Andrew Dingle on Raw. I think this, if this is a taste of the character we're going to get of Punk, where it's for a wee while we're going to get teases of this mask starting to fall and Seth being sort of vindicated and being like, "Look, I was right, everyone. I wasn't just talking into the ether and no one was listening. Punk is a hypocrite," and hopefully that's the character we get. Just get the cheers out of the way because everyone's going to cheer.
Of course they are. And it is good that he is back.
Yeah.
Because, you think this environment in the WWE, that the stuff that happened backstage in AEW, which took away, and I think we all forget at times like how good the in-ring stuff was with CM Punk in AEW because it got overshadowed by the backstage bollocks. Hopefully that backstage bollocks can't happen in the WWE with the setup they've got there.
You would hope so. You would hope so. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
But it is an interesting character because we've had Drew McIntyre on Raw for the last 2 or 3 months now. He's been a justified arsehole. He's like, well, yeah, if you're not with me, you're an arsehole, basically, because Jey Uso ruined my big moment. Well, Jey Uso's family ruined my big moment, and that's why I've become a bit more of a dick. And you're like, fair play, Drew, I'll be the same, probably.
It's nice to have heel characters.
Layers.
Yes, they're like an onion.
Yes.
Like an ogre.
A big Scottish ogre. Seth Rollins then addressed the CM Punk chants once again over the weekend at a live event. He basically said, I'm not going to waste my breath on this guy who went away and tried to trash this company for the past 10 years. On Raw, he was getting going with his promo, obviously because of his reaction. Worky, shooty, worky, worky.
Yeah.
In Survivor Series at the weekend there, CM Punk chant started once again inside the arena. So Seth Rollins said...
He said, I don't want to spend one more ounce of energy on that hypocrite after allowing the fans to get all those chants out, to get it out their system. And again, it's sort of going back to the thing of the hypocrite thing where he's like, Seth is right. And I'm glad they're dropping little hints of it. So when we finally get that moment of them coming together, whether it's a promo, whether it's a run-in, whether it's an actual match, it'll feel really earned rather than like, oh, you've got to have watched this interview from 4 years ago. You'll have to watch this. It needs to happen on WWE programming.
Big time. And I think it's a feud that doesn't need the world title for me. So it's going to be... It's that much of a blood feud. Like we thought they legitimately hated each other at the start of the year when Seth Rollins called him a cancer. When AEW was in... Punk was in AEW, Rollins was obviously in WWE. So obviously if they're going to work it in... working into a shoot. I'm working myself up, brothers. But yes, I don't think it needs the world title.
Could this be a way that CM Punk maybe costs Seth the world title?
And gives it to Priest.
And Priest manages to capitalise, which gives Seth even more hatred for him and sort of sparks that. We've got a few months till the Royal Rumble. They've got a lot of time to build it. I'm optimistic though. I'm so excited Punk's back.
Yeah, and speaking of that world title, Seth Rollins has nailed down the plans for that thing next week. He's going to be taking on Jey Uso. There's a promo on last night's Raw. Drew McIntyre comes out and confronts Seth Rollins. He basically says, what's the plans for the title? And then basically Seth Rollins says, Drew, you don't quite deserve a title shot yet. I'm going to give it to someone who does deserve it. And the way that line was set up with Jey Uso's reveal was wonderfully well done, because you're thinking the last person Drew wants to hear is Jey Uso. Yeah. And then Seth Rollins said Jey Uso. So what did Drew do? He knocked him out.
Yeah, and he headbutted him so badly his forehead bled.
He nutted him so badly his kilt fell off.
Right.
And he had his little box, like Shawn Michaels' late 90s socks down the front boxes on.
It was very, very 90s, with a leather jacket as well. It was quite a look from Drew McIntyre. As you said, it was the last person that Drew wanted to hear, but Jey Uso getting a world title push, even if it is just next week on Raw, I think it's a taste of what's to come for Jey.
It could be that, but that could be where the cash-in happens.
Could be.
I don't know why. I always think of Sheamus back in... I know that was on a premium live event back in the day, but, winter time, cash-ins can happen in winter as well.
They do. We've had Daniel Bryan.
They're not just for spring or summer.
The Miz, he was in a November time.
Sheamus is one as well.
Sheamus. There's lots of potential there. I think as well, if you've got the ties with Judgment Day from Drew McIntyre, there is a little bit more chance that, maybe this is where the cash-in happens and Chuck CM Punk in
Priest takes it off Rollins, and then because they were so sexually tense with each other at Survivor Series, Drew faces Priest. It all writes itself.
There you go. And then
they looked at each other for way too long.
It was the sort of the stare and the stick to the plan.
Yeah.
It'll be a very fun feud, and that allows Drew to keep the tweener line that he's been going.
Yeah, but as for next week on Raw, Drew McIntyre will take on Sami Zayn. That comes from a few weeks ago and last night on Raw as well. So that will be a barn burner, no doubt, as well. The first Royal Rumble entrant has been announced in the Men's Rumble match, and you'll never guess who it is. It's the guy who likes writing stories but not quite finishing them. But he hopes to finish one in 2024. It's Cody Rhodes.
It's Cody Rhodes, indeed. He's the first entrant in the Royal Rumble this year. He obviously entered number 30 last year in the Rumble, managed to win it. I feel like this year he's going to start the Rumble number 1 and try and go the distance.
I hope not. That feels a bit too telegraphed to me.
He's not going to win it though, is he?
Do you not think?
No.
How is he getting to WrestleMania?
Elimination Chamber. Because then you've got to have him. It'd be like, okay, the story's not happening this year. It's not happening. But I think, yeah, with him in the Rumble,
Too
I
much
think
focus on Cody Rhodes, man. He's
Cody
great,
in there
but I
and
mean,
announce
he's not the
gonna be
only
there.
one. I'll
Of
keep
course
saying
he's going
this,
to be in
man.
the Rumble. But that wasn't the biggest thing coming out the segment, I would say.
No, what happened next was very, very shocking indeed. Not quite as shocking as CM Punk coming back to the WWE, but quite shocking all the same, because as we all know, Shinsuke Nakamura has been calling out a mystery man for many weeks now, waiting for that mystery man to come to the wrestling, waiting for that mystery man to arrive on Raw and so they can do the fighting and whatnot. But it turns out the man he was talking about wasn't CM Punk that many sort of, I guess, hoped rather than expected, but it was actually Cody. Who's been there the entire time.
I see one person
He's
on social media mention Brock Lesnar.
He's kind of their top star.
I guess this fits what Nakamura was doing, because during the feud with Seth Rollins for the world title, he was like, I'll do things on my time, and he was waiting. Like, he had a world title match just given to him on the plate 1 week on Raw, and he said, no, I want to do things on my time. So I guess it sort of fits that narrative, but it wasn't the answer I don't think anyone was expecting.
No, and the fact that we've had reports previously saying, like, they're keeping it very closely guarded who Nakamura's opponent is and who the vignettes are teasing, and some people going, it could be someone new, it could be someone from Japan, it could be a complete call up from NXT, it could be a debut. Cody was the last person that I think anyone sort of expected, and is it the best use of the two of them at the moment going into Rumble season?
Maybe, because it feels like Cody's been spinning his wheels for a little bit now. So if this is going to be a juicy feud for a month or so, 6 weeks, something like that, I'm fully on board with it.
Shinsuke versus Cody, you can't go wrong with that.
Friend versus Judgment Day main events of Raw.
Oh, goodness
For weeks.
We've had quite a lot of.
Yeah,
Shinsuke trying to hype up the opponent.
We have the update on the AEW World
Talk
title
about
now. Obviously, MJF
you
tweets
won many
and then
battles
deleted
and all
the
that
said
other
tweet
stuff.
or the
You
X,
can't
whatever you
hate
want to
it.
call it now, that he was
can't-
injured, basically.
Yes, he tweeted that the MRI results showed that he has a torn labrum in his left shoulder, which is stemmed from his match at AEW Full Gear. This was supposedly from the top rope Uranagi spot. This was according to Fightful Select, which I think anyone that was watching it could see that he got a very rough landing on the side of his shoulder. Dave Meltzer, though, added that right now the planned treatment is rehab and then stem cell treatment rather than surgery. MJF did declare on X that despite the injury, he would remain as AEW World Champion and defend it at World's End. He's scheduled to face Samoa Joe at the pay-per-view. Is it smart that he's going to work through the injury? They kind of need him on TV because he's a big draw for them, but it might really harm him going forward if it gets worse.
I thought maybe it's a case of smoke and mirrors ever so slightly. I'm not going to say it's a complete load of bollocks, but maybe it's a little bit, just the fact that World's End is relatively close to us. Maybe he is banged up a bit after that match when he was doing the elbow drop to the floor, and the cutter to the floor. Yeah. So maybe he is banged up, but not quite as bad as they've let on in public. Maybe that's just me spitballing bollocks. Probably.
No, I think you might be spot on there, but it's also probably a worrying thing for AEW having your world champion get an injury so close to the end of the year, so close to the very pivotal story of the bidding war of 2024.
Yeah.
And it might not happen if there's a really bad injury, but hopefully he'll get better.
Yes, and we've done the AEW All-In pre-sale yesterday, and guess who was not on the poster? MJF, yes.
I was going to say CM Punk, but MJF
Punk wasn't there either, and neither was Hulk Hogan. But there we go. That's it for News Video 1. Come back later for News Video 2. I've been Ross, joined by Frazier. And
Yeah, it was a cool vid. There was something that I disagree with, but the level of hype you gave to Cody Rhodes, though, I mean, it seems fair, to be honest, considering the hype that's around Cody Rhodes himself. So, I don't know when the match is going to be. Royal Rumble is the next PLE for the main roster. Deadline is NXT show. So, probably going to wrestle, like, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks on Raw. If it's later than that, then I'm like, wow, that's crazy. They barely mentioned Randy Orton's return. That's weird. But it was an exciting moment for the fans when it came out. Rhea Ripley, they cut a promo. Daddy Soul, Rhea Ripley said, I bet Randy gets jumped. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio, look like they got the upper hand, but Randy Orton, with his jacked up self, just started imposing his will on them. Boom, RKO to JD McDonough, who already has a neck brace. So in storyline, he shouldn't even move in at all, period. It just shows the durability, which is hilarious. Dominic runs away. Boom, he's next to Rhea Ripley. Like, oh, please protect me. No, Randy Orton's like, I'm talking to Addis Pearson, man. You and me in this ring tonight. Boom, later tonight. They main evented, no less. 9-minute long match. Bam, of course, Randy the victor. Dominic Mysterio misses the frog splash. Bam, RKO. 1, 2, 3. I hear voices in my head. So that was, it was cool. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace, I'm out.